protect and save lives, offering help to other citizens and to each other. The teamwork among our states has been unprecedented. And I want to personally thank President Bush for his leadership. He and his administration have been in close contact with each office, and his leadership has been excellent. Thank you, Mr. President, for all that you are doing. I also want to express my deep gratitude to our National Guard. More than 3,000 soldiers in the Alabama National Guard have been activated for this hurricane, as they always do in times of trouble, at home or abroad. Our Guard soldiers are displaying the values that shaped our nation: character, courage, and sacrifice. They demonstrate the highest form of citizenship. To our Guard troops, you are making this country proud. You embody honor, duty, and dedication. And ladies and gentlemen, it is those values, that strength, that will lay the foundation for our recovery.
I'm Governor Charlie Crist. Americans across the Gulf Coast are facing difficult, challenging times with the approaching storms coming. Floridians are all too familiar with the destruction and loss these storms can bring. Tropical Storm Faye just left our state last week, and our thoughts and our prayers are with the families of the 14 Floridians who lost their lives in that storm. As I traveled our state in the days following Faye's landfall, I was reminded again of the resilience and strength of our people, the kindness they extend to one another, neighbor helping neighbor, asking not what party you are, but instead how you can help. That's just what we can bring in many ways in times of great need. On behalf of our nearly 20 million Floridians, our dedicated first responders, and the great men and women of the Florida National Guard, we stand ready to once again help one another to assist our neighbors across the Gulf Coast. That is what we do as Americans, what we do as Floridians. May God continue to bless our great nation and keep us all safe. Thank you very much.
As we in Mississippi and across the Gulf Coast have been preparing for this major storm, I want you to know that we've been aware of, we've felt your prayers. We need those prayers and appreciate them too. For those of us who went through Katrina 3 years ago, we'll never forget the generosity, the outpouring of charity, the hundreds of thousands of volunteers who came to our state and to Louisiana after the storm to help us rebuild and rebuild the Mississippi Gulf Coast bigger and better than ever. In the same way, we're very aware that you're pulling for us now, and I want you to know that we've all been working together, from Rick Perry in Texas and Bobby Jindal in Louisiana, Bob Riley in Alabama, and Charlie Crist in Florida. All of us have worked together and are going to continue to work together to help each other. And we want to say thanks to everybody around the country who's helping us, to the federal government that has been a very strong partner as we've prepared, and I have no doubt will be a great partner in the aftermath. But for friends at the Republican National Convention, Marcia and I wish we were there. As a former National Party chairman, I guess you can understand why I miss being there, but I know you understand even better why I'm here with our people, and will be here until all's clear in Mississippi and until we've done what we can to help our sister states if they bear the brunt of this hurricane like we bore the brunt of Katrina. God bless you. Thank you for pulling for us.
am so honored and so proud to be standing next to Mrs. Bush as we work together, yes, as we work together to extend our support to relief efforts in the Gulf. As each of the Gulf Coast governors just expressed to us, their challenges will continue in the days ahead. I would ask that each one of us commit to join together to aid those in need as quickly as possible. As John has been saying for the last several days, this is a time when we take off our Republican hats and put on our American hats. In that spirit, we'd like to ask that you go to a website called Cause Greater, or www.causegreater.com. That will allow all of us to aid those who have been affected by Hurricane Gustav. Although the task of helping the region recover from this disaster is too large for any one individual or organization, together we can accomplish so much to help those who have been affected. This fund will play an important role in contributing to other relief efforts already underway. Thank you.
Americans are known for coming to the aid of their fellow citizens when crises such as these arise. Today and in the coming days, let's work together to provide those affected with the means to restore and rebuild their communities.
The charities listed on the screen behind us have been identified by each of the Gulf Coast governors to accept donations of funds, clothing, and other necessary and much-needed supplies. As you can and as you are willing, please support this important effort. Thank you.
Thank you all, and God bless you.
You have been watching First Lady Laura Bush and would-be First Lady Cindy McCain appearing on stage together at the Republican National Convention, also introducing those statements from the Gulf Coast governors who did not attend the convention as a result of Hurricane Gustav. Right now, we want to take you to Mississippi, where we are listening into the governor speaking live about work in his state as a result of Hurricane Gustav.
And you actually had some areas where water continued to rise, not because the storm surge, but because of the direction of the winds. Hancock County has received significant flooding damage, obviously in flood-prone areas, and in some other areas, particularly close to the beach. A lot of water at Pearlington. We do think there is limited structural damage due to wind, but there are going to be a lot of places that are damaged by water. Many homes have been elevated according to the flood advisory maps after Katrina. Those are generally going to be well out of the water, but there are those that were elevated according to pre-Katrina standards, and some of them are going to be flooded. The Jordan River in Hancock County rose about 10 feet, had about 10 feet of flooding. Homes rebuilt after the storm, after Katrina, that were built higher avoided damage. Some homes got flood damage, but it doesn't look like it's significant. We did have some rescues in that area, as we talked about earlier. We believe that several homes received flood damage at Pearlington, and when I say we believe, and as I mentioned earlier, we don't think there's that much structural damage.